888-878-7111 or visit hiresbacksley.com/choice.
On the first and third Wednesday mornings each month at 9:05 a.m., Robert Colin with On Top of the World will be our guest as we learn all about the exciting lifestyle and new home choices available at Ocala's premier adult active community, On Top of the World. From time to time, Robert will bring guests, and you're sure to enjoy our little chats. After all, you deserve the world, and we bring it to you. Well, this is a surprise. Hello, ladies. Welcome to the WOCA studios. Please, step right up and tell us who you are.
Tammy Griffin.
Connie Ann Pendleton.
Deborah Jenkins. Cindy Brown.
Susan Schmitz.
Shauna Tanner.
Andrea Benitez.
April Savarese.
We are the Stiletto Network Group, a sub-networking group of the Ocala CEP.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
You're having another great day and you have good taste tuning into WOCA The Source with Ocala Talks and Tom Schmitz. Well, 1 out of 2 isn't bad.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Monday, it is All Saints Day, November 1st. It's a Catholic holiday. Could be a holiday for all religions, but I know it's a Catholic holiday of All Saints Day. It's also the first day of Lung Cancer Awareness Month. And as we know, lung cancer is the number one cancer killer in the United States. Last spring, as COVID-19 raged and beds at Northwestern Memorial Hospital began filling up with patients fighting for their lives, thoracic surgeons found themselves in a predicament with their patients who had lung cancer. There just wasn't any available beds. If left untreated, we know lung cancer can quickly move from stage 1 to advanced stages. The perfect storm called for an outside-the-box solution, and thus the ambulatory precision lung sparing A-plus surgery program was born. Joining us now from Northwestern University is Dr. Samuel Kim. He is a thoracic surgeon at Northwestern Medicine. Dr. Kim, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Tell us, first off, tell us why making sure we're aware of what month it is, Lung Cancer Awareness Month, why it's important. Everybody should be aware of Lung Cancer Awareness Month.
Yeah, and then as you mentioned, the lung cancer is number one cancer death in the United States. Over 130,000 people die every year. That's more than second most cancer and seventh most cancer, all combined, all in together, and would not be more than lung cancer. So the reason why the lung cancer is so deadly is that, we tend to find out about the lung cancer much later in a stage when the patient comes in and see us, meaning that once you start to have symptoms such as cough, shortness of breath, and you go see a doctor, majority, I say 80 to 90% of patients would already had a very advanced cancer. So of course your prognosis will be much worse. By letting your audience know that if you're at risk of having a lung cancer, I would say people in their 50s to 80s who are current smoker or have quit last 15 years, who smoke more than 20 pack years of smoking history, get a lung cancer screening, CT scan. That saves lives. It is right now recommended through CME, and it will be covered through insurance. And what I've seen through this program, and then with other advancement in both lung cancer surgery and medicine, in the last 5 years, we have seen steady decrease in mortality related to lung cancer, which is a very optimistic sign.
What is the A-plus surgery program?
Well, so as you mentioned, its acronym stands for ambulatory precision lung sparing surgery. Now, and I don't know how much your audience know about the lung cancer and surgery related to it. In 15, 20 years ago, majority of people in the United States got their lung cancer through a big incision on the chest wall, where they had to break the rib and spread the rib chest wall and take a significant portion of your lung to treat even a very early lung cancer. Now imagine if you break your rib or spread your chest wall, amount of the trauma that you cause to the body is significant. So patients' recovery is much slower. Patients are in much more pain. So given length of stay would be about 4 or 5 days in the hospital. With the advent of a minimally invasive surgery, meaning through a camera incision operation, nationally right now, the length of stay has gone down to about anywhere from 3 to 4 days stay. With our A+ program, we're able to even bring that down where the surgery can be done in the morning, and by in the afternoon or evening, the patient could go home.
Well, hold on, doctor. Hold on, doctor. How is it possible to have surgery in the morning for lung cancer and go home in the afternoon?
Well, if you were to ask me about 4 years ago, I would have said, well, that's preposterous, just like you. But with the advent of, surgical technique using robot or improvement in a thoracoscopic operation, we are able to do the operation with a less trauma to chest wall, much more delicate operation, and we do a lot of these patients what we call lung sparing operation. Imagine your elderly patient, and if we could improve your function after surgery by sparing the part of the lung that is not involved with the cancer as much as you can, then your recovery afterwards is going to be much better. Your breathing is going to be much better. If you have a less trauma to the chest wall, you're going to have less pain. If you spare the part of the lung that's is not involved with the cancer, do a lung sparing operation, you're going to breathe better. Well, then those are the reason why patients used to stay in the hospital a long time. And through our minimally invasive technique, we are able to do the operation in such a way that the majority of our patients' lung seals up right away with minimum amount of bleeding. So all those three factors has led us to continually, decrease the length of stay. Because imagine if you're, somebody who's driving 2 to 3 hours away, and in a COVID time, you don't want your family to come driving 2 to 3 hours away and then potentially get exposed to COVID virus back in the day. That actually led to our program where we have to then think about it. I think, as you said, think outside the box to get this patient home safely to their loved ones. So this is not obviously for everybody, and if you have a lot of comorbidities, you're very elderly, then it would keep the patient in the hospital a day or two longer. But for a very selected group of people who are otherwise healthy and who have a compelling reason to go home, and if we think their lungs sealed up right away after surgery, not a whole lot of breathing, their pain is under control, then we get the drain out. And then at that point, we ask the patient whether they want to go home or not, and then some of our patients choose to go home.
We're talking with Dr. Samuel Kim, a thoracic surgeon at Northwestern Medicine. Dr. Kim, you talked about how this minimally invasive surgery keeps you from having to break ribs and stuff, which lead to longer times. Are these steps different if you're a COVID-19 patient, though?
No. Basically, all the patients who are undergoing a surgery get COVID tested, and then they're all COVID negative patients that we are operating on. Those patients with a COVID positive will have to then wait until they're clear of COVID before we do the operation. But the operation in itself for lung cancer is exactly the same, whether a patient had a history of exposure to COVID or not. Now, having said that, if let's say a patient had a history of a COVID exposure and then their lung is significantly damaged, for instance, they develop part of the lung that became necrotic or fibrosed, and let's say they develop lung cancer, then we will try to do a lung sparing operation. Those lung sparing operations are done on patients with a very early small cancer. Let's say if you have very large big cancer, then we'll have to do much bigger operation. But these are for patients with a small early lung cancer that we could do a lung sparing operation on.
Dr. Kim, where can people go? Where can our listeners find out more information?
So you could go to our website, www.nm.org. radio, and you could get more information about our program.
Dr. Samuel Kim, he's here to bring awareness to Lung Cancer Month. Thanks so much for joining us, Dr. Kim, and hopefully in our lifetime we may see a cure for all of this.
Exactly. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. That's Dr. Samuel Kim talking about Lung Cancer Awareness Month. All November long is Lung Cancer Awareness Month. So make sure that you go out and get tested. He said anybody over 50, if you have lung cancer or you smoke over 20 packs in your lifetime, that you should go get tested to see about whether you have the traits or beginnings of lung cancer or not. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk with John Molan. He is here from Abate Motorcycle Group. We're going to talk about a fundraiser they got coming up, Freedom Day. We'll find out what that is next. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Started in 1975. It's Yendel's Building Materials. Whether you're making repairs, adding a room, or building a house, Yendel's constantly delivers excellent service and top quality materials and many of the tools and hardware you need to get the job done. At Yendel's, they take pride in supplying their customers with new and innovative products. Yendel's experience in truss design, manufacturing, and component materials is second to none. 834 North Magnolia Avenue in Ocala, 732-3000. Stop by to experience the difference.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
More than 24,000 New York City workers will be forced to stay home Monday when Mayor de Blasio's COVID-19 vaccine mandate goes into effect, raising concerns about the impact on emergency response times in the 5 boroughs. One fire death over the weekend in New York City is being blamed on slow response times. As Democrat Congresswoman AOC announced the world will come to an end in 12 years if nothing is done to climate change, President Biden's ambitions to lead the world in slowing the planet's warming will be tested on 2 continents this week. COP26, or the 26th Conference of the Parties, climate talks in Glasgow, Scotland, is going on now through November 12th. Election Day 2021 is an off year across the United States, but it has mostly drawn attention to the competitive race for Virginia governor. It should be noted several major cities, including New York, Boston, Atlanta, and Minneapolis, will elect mayors on Tuesday.